Buenos dias, Gunners Collective TV. Back at it, you already know. Like a torta with some bad habits. Bye up, bye up. And in Menudo style in direct fashion, we're going to get straight to the intro. Welcome back to Gunners Collective TV. If you haven't already hit the like and subscribe button, make sure that you tap it, put your notification bell on all, so that way you're directed in the direction of the dope content that the gun is kicking, and I highly appreciate it. Thank you so much. I'm very humbled. So, do we have a new Lefty gunplay on our hands? And is his name Tommy Guns from Tula County? Show, right? Tulare County, upstate Black Southsider. Man, that's a big title, right? Should we be putting titles on it? Should it be Black Southsider or should it just be Southsider, period? Me, I've never liked the term Black Southsider or White Southsider or Brown Southsider or Northsider or whatever cider, right? Bi-sider. I never cared for that. My thing was always, you are what you are, homie. Doesn't matter the pigmentation of your skin or your skin tone. You know, being a Southsider and a Northerner is a mentality, not necessarily a it, but a what, homie? What's up? Right, so we got this new guy on the scene, and he reminds me a lot of Lefty Gunplay, but with his shit together a little bit more. And I think he could possibly be the next Lefty Gunplay. And what I mean by that, or the very first Tommy Guns, or the second Tommy Guns, because there's a brother that has the same name. But what I like about this guy so far, and what I dislike, I'm going to put out there. You know, this new guy has hit the scene, and being from, you know, and he's going to say, a lot of people are going to say Tulare County is the Central Valley, Central California. It's Northern California. Any which way you want to cut it, slice it, and dice it. Tulare County claims Norte. That's it. It's always been like that. Tula County is a very big car in Northern California that's represented well within the prison system and even outside on the streets. You have Visalia, Porterville, Tula. There's so many other different, you know, Lince, Dinuba, and Exeter and Pixley and all these different places. Now, this guy, Tommy Guns, is a Southsider representing Tulare County. Okay, got to respect the fact that he doesn't deny where he's actually from. You know, but I always thought, and this is just my own way of thinking, I was one of those guys that was laced to think or educated to think when I was gangbanging that any Southsider from Northern California was a confused individual. But really, I was the one that was confused. I was confused to think just because you're born somewhere or you were raised somewhere that you automatically have to be a Northerner, you know, that you can't be whatever you want to be. I have homeboys that and I call them homeboys because they're friends of mine that grew up to be Mexican Crips or Mexican Bloods, and no one even tripped off them. It just was what it was. That was the circumference of the area he was around. That was his environment, and that's what he chose to do. There's a lot of Northerners in the Bay that if you met them, you would think they were Bloods, blood on power. You wouldn't even understand because of their slang, their lingo, the way they talk. No one ever hated it. It just was what it was. You know, so to me, if you're a Southerner, and I got primos that grew up in Northern California that actually established upstate barrios and are Southsiders, to me, it was never no thing. You pick and choose what you represent, who you're around. You can, you know, you can't pick where you're born, homie, and you definitely can't pick the environment you grow up in. That's all on your parents, man. You just grow up on food stamps and kick cereal and keep it pushing. If there's Southsiders in your area, well, more than likely, those are going to be the homies you hang out with. If there's Nortenos in your area, well, you already know the get down, right? So this guy representing Tulare County, I could see where there's people that are from Tula County that take it as a slap in the face because he's constantly disrespecting Nortenos. Now, doing time with Southsiders, okay, from Southern California was a whole different animal. They never tripped off Norteños. They never, it was all business, nothing personal. You know, I couldn't name one Southsider that I met that put me in front of his enemigos when it came time to fucking get off where he was mad at. You know, if there was a Volta from Florencia, best believe he was going to bypass me and run to the guy from 18 and vice versa. That's what they did. Now, in Northern California, it's a whole different type of game. You actually have the Southsider movement, the upstate movement that has been established for years. So there's a lot of North and South. You don't see too much red on red. You don't see too much blue on blue. Although it does happen from time to time, you more so see North and South in Northern California because that's just the way it is. And I know it would take a gang of Southerners from Southern California. It boggles their mind. They don't understand it. But you can't have your cake and eat it too. If there's dudes from Southern California established in Northern California like there is, there's going to be pleito. There's going to be tension. There's going to be drama. Even more so nowadays, which trips me out because the way that the end of hostility is working within the prison system, you would think that there would be more dudes that are like, man, we ain't tripping off that shit. These dudes are actually the other side of the coin. They're actually solid or cool or whatever. But it seems like the Southerners and the Northerners in Northern California, they hate each other. The hatred is real. Maybe it's because they were laced that way, or maybe because they've had some real interactions with each other. There's real drama there. See, I learned a long time ago, man, the person that spills your blood, the person that actually poses a threat is the one you should be worried about, not a dude 1,000 miles away. That's why I trip out on dudes like Hatersworld and Bozo and these guys that have never really had too much interaction with Nortenos that hate them so damn much. And it's like, bro, you listened to too many Mr. Capone songs when you were younger, or, you know, someone gave you the wrong game, bro, or you're trying to play prison on the streets. There's just a whole bunch of different things that go into it. But to each their own, man. You can hate who you want to hate or not hate who you're not going to hate, and it's all good, right? You know? It's not a North and South thing. To me, it's a brown thing. And what we have is a black man claiming a brown gang, right, representing Sur from Northern California. Sounds like confusion. Sounds like a lot of confusion going on there. First of all, he's a black guy from a brown gang. Ain't nothing wrong with that. It's the way he grew up. This Vato actually talks better Spanish and better slang than a lot of fucking Mexicanos I met. And it's almost to the point where I've seen him or heard him say in a couple songs, he represents the essays, he represents the Sur, this, and that. Like this Vato's really brown. He has a brown heart. He's Miklo. He's the black word's Miklo, right? Because he's a black guy, but he's brown to the bone. So he's representing where he's from. But Tulare County, to sit there and say, and I've seen the interviews, and that's what I wanted to bring up. You know, he's acting rather Lefty Gunplay-ish. And I'll explain to you why. You know, when Lefty Gunplay first got out and got on the scene, immediately he started disrespecting Nortenos. What really tripped me out was the fact, like, come on, Lefty, you were just got out of end of hostility time. See, there's two different prison times to do. There's prison time back in the days, a respectful time when Vatos were going at it, yet there was respect on the yard and they functioned or programmed on the same side of the yard, but you knew there was no end to no type of hostilities. They could get hostile like a motherfucker, right? Then you got the end of hostilities time where dudes are actually functioning on the yard together, playing handball, doing these types of things. Still doesn't mean they won't get off or they're mad at, because they'll do it wherever they're at during any time. But there's an end. There's an end that was put there, right? So when you have guys that parole, North or South, doesn't matter to me, that only did time during the end of hostilities time, it's like, hey, bro, where's all this animosity come from when you had plenty of action right there on the yard to get off where you were mad at? You could have did all your thing right there, but you want to come out and disrespect. So when Lefty did that, that's what kind of boggled my mind. Like the continual hatred of the North-South stuff and pushing that narrative, bro, it just didn't work out for him. Eventually he apologized, and it is what it is. He goes back and forth, back and forth. Now this dude, Tommy Guns, is doubling down. He hates the Nortenos. And he disrespects, and he's young. He's young, so his mind is clouded. He is going to be another statistic as far as the music game being put in a box and not making much money. Because when you're only catering to one people, when you only have one mindset and your mindset ain't getting money, but your mindset is appeasing the gang that you're from, and you can't decipher or separate the gang, the barrio, from your music, you're never going to go too far. You're going to be another motherfucker riding a beach cruiser around the hood, man, talking about, hey, listen to my old tape or my old CD or my old podcast, right? It just is what it is. These youngsters nowadays are not understanding that you need to separate the gang ties and the actual barrio warfare tactics and all that from the music, from the art of music, or you're never going to make it in the industry. First of all, they're not going to fuck with you in the industry because you're a liability and you're a threat. You're not going to get a lot of fucking concerts other than fucking at Outback Steakhouse or Domino's Pizza parking lots, Panda Express if you're lucky. So that's good because you can, that orange chicken hits different. There's a lot of things that are not going to be available to you, like main stages, like big Lollapaloozas and like big fucking world tours, because you're not a world tour type motherfucker. Not when you're saying, hey, I'm from Tulare County, this is what it's about. In New York, they don't know what Tulare County is. They don't even know what Merced County is, nor California County is, right? They don't give a fuck. So if you want to go mainstream and really make money and really be in the industry, in the game, you got to see outside of the box rather than locally. Now, the cool part is this guy can't even, his music is not even going to be bumped locally. You know, this guy just did some time in LA County Jail, and I'm speaking about Tommy Guns, and he's acting like he's from that area. See, it always boggled my mind. Trip out. No hatred, but this is real, right? I would see upstate Southsiders, right? What's up, man? Upstate Southside, orale. I wasn't in the mix no more. Cool, man. I had primos that brought their homeboys around. They'd always be Dodgered out wearing Dodgers and the Lokes and the gloves, you know, bozoed out the game. You know, they get that a lot. And I asked this dude, I said, why you wear all LA, bro? Like, you're from Los originally or what? And I had a homeboy loco that was from Los. When I say he was a homie, he was a good family friend. He was my primo, one of his best friends. He was from Los Angeles like a motherfucker, right? West Los. So he would wear his LA shit, and it's cool, right? And I asked this youngster, I was like, hey, bro, why you always wear all the LA? I'm not trying to gangbang. I'm just asking. Because I'm representing for the homies. I see, yeah, but the homies aren't the Dodgers. You know what I'm saying? Is Kirk Gibson from your water? Like, I don't get it. Or go or Hershiser, right? I didn't get it. Nah, because this is what we wear. I said, okay. But I've met a lot of Southsiders that don't wear that. They just dress how they dress, just like how I'm dressed right now. Bulls and shit. They don't give a fuck. Colors don't mean nothing in a Mexican gang, right? Unless you're representing for a certain area and certain, you know, there's all kinds of what ifs or buts when it comes to gangbanging. But or Wes Watson video. There's always a lot of buts. But I'm just like, and no weenies, but one weenie. The struggle's real. They're discombobulated over there too. Look, my thing is this. So when I asked them that, you know, it was like, dude wanted to be from LA. A lot of dudes like LA. They want to be from LA. Dudes that grew up in LA represent where they're from, man. They grew up in them streets doing their thing. Dudes that aren't from there always want to be from there. Oh, man, you know what I'm saying? I'm representing Avario from Los. I never understood that. How are you representing Avario from Los if you ain't never even been past the Grapevine? Stop it, bro. You ain't never even been to Magic Mountain one time talking about you represent this. That was always my thing. And I felt the same way about dudes that claimed Norteno gangs, and they're from like fucking a town like up in fucking Shasta County talking about I'm from Dead End. What? No, you're not. There ain't nothing out here but dead ends. Weeds, horny toad lizards, and chicks with one tooth. Like, what are you talking about? So it's called claiming the fame. Anyways, I see this guy Tommy Guns blowing up. Is he the next one up? Now, let's make me cough, man. I seen a video that he did on the full community. Shout out to them dudes doing their thing, their interviews and stuff. And this dude was excited because he just got out of LA County Jail. So he was talking about going in there, functioning with the Southerners, which is mandatory. What you're going to do. It doesn't matter, you know, and I seen the caption, a black Southsider function with the Mexicans. Well, of course he's going to function with the Mexicans. He's from a Mexican gang. There is no fucking other, you don't have no choice. Once you're got something on you, you're representing. That's just the truth of it, right? But this dude was super excited. He just got out. He's going to take over the world. Pinky in the brain. I'm taking over the world. Like, bro, I think he did like a month in there or a little less than a month, bro. Calm down. Like, I get it. LA County Jail is a dangerous situation. You finally made it, right? You made it to the first level. You opened up a new level. You made it to the LA County Jail. That's nothing to be proud of. These guys that get out like, man, I just got out. I'm doing it like I do 4Extra. I'm doing my thing. Like, listen, okay, cool. I know how you feel. You're happy. You just got out. You got freedom. But fuck the county jail, man. Fuck what's going on in there, man. You should be focused on setting a precedent and saying, you know what, I ain't trying to go back there. I ain't trying to fucking do all that. But instead, these guys get everyone all pumped up and spit that narrative like, I wasn't shit in there. It wasn't shit. It ain't shit till it becomes shit. See, this, you can go 10 times to the county jail in a row and it ain't shit. But one time you fuck up, it's going to be that shit, right? It's going to be the shit. And then you're going to be smelling like doo-doo, like stupid doo-doo dumb. So the main thing to do is not glorify and be happy about it. Just say, hey, yeah, I was in the county, bro. You know, it was what it was. I did what I had to do with my people, and now I'm here to do what I got to do. You know, I seen that, you know, he's a youngster, he has a young mentality. So my thing is, I hope that he's able to get away from them, the gang ties and the shit that's binding him to that belief that being locked up or having tattoos or being a gang member is cool, because there ain't nothing cool about it. What's cool is when you go out there and you make something of yourself and you're able to take care of your people. Now, the strikes are against this guy, believe it or not. Being from Tulare County, no one's going to fuck with his music out there like that. That's a Northern California heavy county, very heavy. And regardless, and I seen them say, oh, we're out here, man. I'm running the streets. I'm doing what I want to do. I'm a Southsider. Like, he comes from a very small, very underpopulated town. Like, all that, I'm doing what I want to do. Like, come on, bro. Let's keep it honest and real. That's like a Norteño going into LA, running around representing with a red rag out his pocket and talking north of this, north of that. He's going to get boo-bopped. It's the same thing if you go to Visalia, Tulare, Poros, all that, you're going to get boo-bopped, bro. Let's just be real here. Not to say that you're not down and your voter's not representing and all that, but I'm just saying to be honest. Be honest, bro. When you come from a little tiny town in Tulare County, there ain't no opposition really there, bro. It's like your voter and that's it. It's the truth. It's the facts, right? No hatred. I'm just being real, keeping it real. I'm calling people on their bullshit just like people call me on my bullshit, right? So here's my thing. The hatred for the Norte, oh, them dudes, I seen an argument that this dude did. And it really fucking confused me. And I was like, wow, how young-minded, man. This guy is very uneducated. He needs a big homie to really give him some game, right? Someone needs to pull him to the side and lace him up properly, because he was like, oh, yeah, the South Side, we're deeper than the Nortenos. They can't fuck with us because we're deeper. Numbers never meant anything. It never has meant anything. Yes, when you have sheer numbers, okay, it's going to be kind of hard to overcome the opposition. That's a fact, right? But numbers only count, at certain times. But what if the rules were reversed? Would you still be having that mindset that, hey, we're still number one? See, that's the mindset that's hard to compute. When you have a gang there's barely any of them, there's not very many of them, but they stick together strong, they hold it down. Regardless, win or lose, they hold it down. That's real gangster shit. When you got a group that there's massive numbers of them, and there's only a certain element within that group that are really with the business, yeah, they're respected, but they're respected because, and people claim that because it's an easier thing to do. That's like this guy, oh, we're deeper, so we're always going to win. Nah, not necessarily. I've seen yards where motherfuckers are even or motherfuckers outnumbered, and north and south. I've seen where Sureños, 3 or 4 of them got onto a yard and handled their fucking business. Then I seen where fucking Norteños got to a yard and handled their business. Me, it's never been about the numbers. It's never been about who's cooler, who looks better, who's more popular. That's always people's arguments. That's not gangbanging. Gangbanging is boom, you're gone, homie. Straight up. I don't like you from where you're from. That's it. Nothing more to be said, nothing more to be done. It's not about, oh, we're deeper than you, so we're going to beat you up. That mentality, that mindset is very young, and it's very uneducated when it comes to representing what you're representing, because real ones know, man, it doesn't matter about the numbers. All it matters is about the cora, the heart. So, this guy, Tommy Guns, he definitely has talent rap-wise. He's a decent rapper. I could see him coming up, man. Right now, he's getting a little buzz, and that's why I wanted to do my video, because I support this guy. I just don't support the abilities that he has to make the wrong choices and put him out there on the internet. Now, I see he's beefing with Blue Devil from Hatersworld, which I'm not surprised. I don't know where their beef stems from, but I'm not surprised, because anything this far, the Mason-Dixon, I'm telling you, Hatersworld does not like. He doesn't care if you're an upstater. He don't like you. He doesn't like anyone from Northern California, period. So it was only a thing where he was going to hate on you. Because guess what, bro? And I'm very surprised, bro, you being a black dude, that he's even fucking going at you, or that you guys are going at each other, because he doesn't really beef with black dudes, man. He's a little different when it comes to them vatos, right? A little scary. But it's crazy that someone would go in on his own people, a Southsider. Doesn't matter where you're from, from Northern California, Southern California, Central California, whatever, that he would go in on you. But it doesn't surprise me, eh? It doesn't surprise me because, like I said, anything up north or anything remotely past the grapevine, that Vato has a fucking hatred for. Even his own Southside homies. It's crazy. So that beef right there, hopefully it doesn't keep going. I'm pretty sure it won't. And that is what it is, man. But don't be surprised, man. You're going to get a lot of opposition, Tommy Guns. There's going to be a lot of authors that you think fuck with you that don't, because you're always going to have that. You're from up north, bro. No matter what, you're going to have the Nortenos that say you're a northern reject. You should have been a Norteno. You're going to have the Southsiders that are like, hey, homie, you're not from down here. Put a shirt on. You're going to have a lot of different things continue to make music, continue to come up. All this gang shit. You're a youngster. You're a black youngster, man. So it's always been, even north and south, where the vatos that were black had a mentality that, or even white from a Mexican gang, like they had something more to prove. You know, they had to be on frontline status. I'm here to tell you, in some cases, yeah, it was like that. But nowadays it isn't, man. You're like the southern version of Rico Too Smooth, right? You're gonna get in where you fit in, but at the same time, what you need to understand and do is know that if you start pressing too hard on this gang shit and sue this and sue that and sue, right? Representing, it's cool to be where you're from, but separated from your music, because if not, you're gonna find yourself in a situation, man, and we're gonna be reading about you. And that's just the truth. Anyways, with that being said, man, the new Tommy Guns, is he the new Lefty Gunplay? Is he taking over? Is Lefty Gunplay about to be a thing of the past because young Tommy is taking over? I don't know. I like Tommy Guns' music a little bit better. I'm going to be honest, man. He goes. Anyways, with that being said, let me know. Thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive, struggle for what I truly believe in, and that's the betterment of all people. I hope Tommy Guns, man, I hope he's prosperous, but he needs to stop disrespecting the North End, disrespecting these people, because, bro, that shit ain't going to get you nowhere in the rap game. It's going to get you wrapped up, man. You know, especially if you're from Tula County. They don't fuck around, man. Just saying. Bang, bang.